Hi everyone. I hope this tiny noise from the school here is not disturbing you guys. How are you doing? The hardest thing I've done in my life, I would say, is going through divorce. This starting afresh. This leaving the person and starting somewhere without the person, like something was there, existing. Now you take that thing away. You no longer have it. Before, you were pulling that thing along with you. That person was in your life. Now the person is no longer there. We're not talking of the person is a good person, if it's good for you, if it's the worst thing that happened to you. It's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that person. That person occupies in your life. It's very hard. If I was to be young and I'm asked this question, would you like to get married? When I think of divorce, well, there's possibilities of having divorce, having to leave that person and continue. I don't really have mind, this strong mind to say, no, I don't want again. Or the strong mind to say, I want to continue. I'm just in between the space of what's good for me and what is good for the other person. If I'm truly in love with somebody, I get worried about how the person is feeling. Is it right for me to go when the person will be suffering this kind of pain I'm suffering? But because of maturity and things that we've had and seen, maybe also how the person have treated us, then I can say, let me save my life first. Choose what is better for me. But that process of starting all over again is leaving this injury in your heart. Whatever you take, whatever you look at, each plan you want to step in, it looks as if you are missing something. You are incomplete. It takes a lot to fill in this gap, to pour in something in this hole in your heart for it to be filled. To forget somebody who is living as though the person is dead. It's very hurtful to me. I don't know how it's for other people. I think you're here for me to share my experience with you. It's very hard. I don't know if women have it in them to have this figure, this person who is a man who is existing in their life. It's like we need it like breath. If it's no longer there, then you will ask yourself, how do people who lost their husband deal with things like this? You ask yourself each time if you are making mistake or you're doing the right thing. This decision I've taken now, is it good for me? Am I making a mistake? Am I going to regret this? No matter how long you have used, years, knowing and telling yourself that this marriage looks like something that is not going to ever work, that the suffering is too much, the pains you're taking in is too much, you can no longer bear it. But upon that, you still have the thoughts disturbing you, asking you if that thing you're doing is the right thing. So we should every time weigh our options, know who we are, where we belong, which class. When this relationship ends, where will we be finding ourselves? Because if we don't have that plan, it will be difficult for us to survive out there. It will be difficult. Some of us who cannot stay without staying with a man, we should also put it in consideration that when we go out now, we're not just going to get a man. That's also. People like me, I don't know how I'm going to cook that food without. Then I'll go to neighbor and knock at the neighbor. Say, do you want rice? Do you want beans? I just cook. True, I'm telling you, I might do it. Because I don't know how I'm going to just buy the food, put it in the house and be eating it alone. I don't know how. I don't know. So we all know what our problems are. These are the problems you need to consider. Think about it, weigh yourself. It's possible. Take a pen and paper. Really plan. You want to divorce? Plan how you want to divorce. Not just wake up with that plan and say, you're going to plan how much you have, how you're going to, what kind of standard are you going to live when you go? Plan divorce. Because in the process of planning divorce for 5 years, you might have a change of mind. Plan your divorce. Sit down, you want to divorce. Plan your divorce. How this divorce, this is where I want to get myself, this is how I want to do, this is how I want to do. Even if it's possible, decorate your apartment while you're planning your divorce. In 5 years, save your money, do whatever, plan your divorce so that when you go out, it's not something that happens to you sudden. And if somebody is trying to divorce you before time because you're not ready, so better say no. The person throw your things out, you come inside. The person call police, do everything. The person want to go away from you. Then you know the person left. You don't just, we are women, we need to be secured. We don't just make some decisions and move in a rush. We're not like men can hang around, stay one place. If I put you in a room that's not okay, you start, because I've started from scratch again after I left my first husband. So I know what it is to start to live in a better place, and I want to start from scratch. So this mistake I will never make in my life again. I'm not making it for anybody. I'm not going to do this favor on anybody, because after all, the person is not going to be on my body and be beating me every minute of the day. But when I go there, I'm going to face this all my life for years, of course, sometime, until I'm able to get everything that will make me to be comfortable. Because that much I'm not a doctor or a lawyer, I don't know. To live that kind of class of life, I want, without this person, I might not be able to get it there. And this, I don't want to suffer myself, I don't want to suffer my children. So you have to know what is it that you need. What is it that you need before you can think, I want to get divorced? You have to be ready. Be ready, be fit. Be ready also psychologically, that people talk to you and tell you, I love you, this, that. They want to marry you, they want to make you the queen of where. That you know you are ready for this kind of a thing, that you know what to tell the person so that they will just move aside, you can go where you're going to, that you know that you're ready. Because the worst thing we do is to go and make another wrong choice after you leave from that one, because this one, you call it pain that you left or you felt after you leave here. What you're going to feel the next, that person might crush your heart. The other one just give it a knock. This one, you're going to meet now that you've already been there, and the person is no longer seeing you like one young girl on the street. So living a marriage is something one has to really think about. Because most men out there doesn't have value for women. You wouldn't want somebody to keep you like an object, and the person is not valuing you. The person is not seeing you as something. The person is not putting you in a place the person needs to put you. There are many things we need as women, and this we need to consider whenever we want to go into a relationship, whenever we want to step out of one. Because we are no longer babies. We are no longer babies at all. We should be careful in things we do. Mostly things that will affect us, that will just stay like this. We'll be crying and worrying like somebody who lost one big person, who is so dear to the person, when we knew when we are taking the decision. We knew when we are taking the decision of going that this will happen. It pains so much. It hurts that you try to remove it. You try to stop it. And most times when we have taken that decision to go back to that person seems so difficult. If the person has not moved on, or the person is so hot that the person might not take us back. So this is really what we need to think about. It's not something you just do like that. Divorcing someone, leaving that relationship, to go and starting all over again. Let your reasons be strong. Let it be something you're not going to regret. Let that place be so bad before you say, oh, I've looked every option, that place is bad. Meeting that person, staying with the person, marrying the person is the worst and the terrible thing I've ever done. Then you can go. It's your life. You need to live it, you need to enjoy it. But let your decision be good. Let it not be the one you regret tomorrow. Or the one you say, this other man is preferable. The one I left is more preferable than the one I'm going to meet or the one I'm meeting you. It's very important. It might be sounding like this, but just to let you know that divorce, I might not really tell you word for word what the pen seems like. We call it a whole. The loneliness, not the loneliness in that aspect of you want somebody to hold you, you want to stay with your man. No, this loneliness, you feel just broken. You feel just forgotten. You know, like we who live here, I don't know how it's in Africa now because it's been a long time. Like we who live here in Europe, we live all alone. Most times we're in our room, we close door, we stay with ourselves. While other people go to work, the other people are out there to go and buy something. We're not really living with our friends or like neighbors, like the neighbors are in your room, they are at your reach, that you can go out, talk to them, call them to be with you, to hang with you outside. It's not really like that. Because no matter how you people have time, hang around, that time you stay with friends always end. Unless you're living with your colleagues, your friends, you're living with them, you're still into this sharing apartment with your friends. But as long as you're a matured woman who lives on her own or who wants to stay alone on her own, this having your friend every time attached to you, staying with you, leaving her problems or her family, what is facing her, to come and stay with you every time, be on your phone with you every time, is not really something we can have every time here in Europe. So anyone who wants to think about divorce should think about entering some groups or get more than one friend who can keep you busy every time so that you can be busy. But like I've tried it, I try my own shopping, always going out and that's like eating in a restaurant, but I still see that as soon as you're alone, I feel that loneliness. I feel that being left alone. I felt abandoned. I felt not knowing what to do. I needed somebody to hang on, like knowing the person is there for me. I needed, maybe because I was young, but sometimes you don't know what you need until it happens. You wouldn't know how strong you are, what you can put through, and what is so difficult for you to do until this happens. So this is why you have to somehow weigh your options, like try to reduce, I don't know if it's the right word, like try to not making that person 85 to 100% of your life while you are working in these 5 years getting prepared for divorce. If you wouldn't change your mind, because I guarantee you'll change your mind. Taking time to make divorce is taking time to reason well. I tell you, you will have a change of mind in the process. So as long as people don't have that tight relationship, if people still are in love, 100% in love, and still have that tight relationship, I think it's going to be so difficult for you. So if you don't want it to be difficult, you have to struggle to reduce somebody who loves you, somebody who you love, who doesn't love you, but is in your life. You have to reduce the way you commit that person in your life, to your life, or how that person commit himself to your life. Because if not, it will be difficult for you to remove a whole man out of your life and start living your life alone. It's not easy. Divorce is not a good thing. Don't do it. When you want to do it when you are ready. When you are ready, you've really planned it, you have it, like you have it in your hand. Do it. It's not something you plan in a rush. Do it when you can. When you cannot, staying is the best option. I will tell you one other thing, though it's taking a long time now. Remember that after some years, when you are 40, 45, you begin to see things in another way. You begin to be a little bit self-employed, not self-employed. I mean, you begin to see yourself like you are your own boss. Because when I say self-employed, it sounds as if like you are making a business. What I mean, like your own boss. There's nobody who will be holding you, directing you, commanding you, that will do it for how many years? I see men who couldn't let their boss, their money to their wife, but after some years, they relax. They let her have it. I see men who are beating their wife. After some time, they stop beating their wife. I've seen many things. As time goes on, the person begins to recognize and realize that you are this woman in his life, and he will let go some things. He'll get tired because he has nobody else than you. Some people begin to say, this woman, no, she has been there, she's my mother now. This. Yeah, it happens. Not only black people say this, we have German people say this, we have Europe people who say this. True. They start saying, this woman is no longer my wife, she's now my mother. So you see, it can only get better if we can endure a little bit. If we can just put ourselves together and just let the person have his time, we can somehow survive all this. Because wherever you go to, you will still go there, and that person will start his own craziness, and you start forgiving that person. Again, it's better you keep forgiving the person you started forgiving already. Because this devil here, you know it. Like I always tell you people, this devil here, you know this devil. You know to what extent you can avoid him. You know how hard and how far he could go in wronging you. But anyone who you can go to and talk to the person as a friend, and you tell the person what your heart feels about the pain you are going through, and that person advises you to leave your relationship, because this person have to help you walk through this relationship in 12 years and see that truly you are trying, you are dying, you have given your best and your all, and this relationship has exhausted you so much, and you have no other option than to leave the relationship, which is not easy for a woman to leave her family, even when she don't have a child, and want to move on somewhere else. It's not easy. I just want to let you know all those things that makes us decide to go, and all whatever it is that we go through relationship that breaks our hearts. But still, there are those who have fight through these things, find a way to work on themselves without looking for something to drink, smoke, take something that will make me feel less pain, not to take this and what is happening serious, not to feel it that is really happening, because going through that way, the person is not really working on it. The person is not working on that thing that the person should get used to, or the person should put behind, what the person should handle. The person is not handling it the right way. You watch people going on with their life, people who have cried about things you didn't even see. You didn't go through that in your own relationship. Things people could take in and relax and still laugh and smile with their partner as though nothing happened. But that kind of pain, you couldn't bear it. Keep asking yourself. Sometimes you ask yourself, if you're a very bad person, is there anything that is paining you in you, that is stopping you from not taking this thing, this pain other people are taking very comfortably and staying and doing like it's nothing? I came to realize that some people grow in that kind of environment, seeing their parents quarrel every time, fight every time. You know, everything we do in childhood, growing up, it either hurts us or it helps us. Sometimes these people who grow in an environment like this, seeing their parents fight, quarrel, seeing their father so aggressive and later coming down, things coming to normal, I think it's a kind of training that they have been through that. It's no longer a problem for them. But for me, who didn't see that, it scares me. Oh, it scares me so much that sometimes I don't understand how I should go to bed and sleep, leaving the door open, and that person who has shown me a kind of hatred, one trigger that scared me, that I think, oh, this person might do something to me, or that person making that move, showing you this anger. You're thinking, are you safe in this person's hands? You have this fear and the reminder that's every time telling you, be careful, be careful. How careful can you be in your sleep? How would you be careful when you're living with somebody? You're eating, you're drinking there, falling asleep there, keeping your things and leaving it. How careful can you be when this person is showing you that he no longer loves you? When all you see is showing you that this person needs a replacement, that you're no longer the thing the person wants. When you sometimes think the person is not relating to you because there must be somebody. And this kind of a thing, when you are with somebody who is supposed to love you, who is supposed to have a relationship with you, and that relationship isn't happening, you come to the conclusion that you are now like an obstacle. You are blocking this person, who the person wants to be there, from being there. Because if you're not out, he can let the person in. You begin to fear for your life. It's like you're threatened somehow. Begin to take precautions, how to protect yourself. Many other things that lead you to thinking of separation, going far away from this person to be safe. Because somebody who is not loving you, who is not treating you right, doesn't care about you, is not in a relationship with you, but you are together with that person. What is it that you people are doing? How does it please the person that you are there? I've had stories of you move out, you expect the person to call you, and the person will never call you. You have left the place, you think, okay, when I leave now, the person is going to react somehow when you have left, like showing regret, apologizing, or how can we find a way to solve this problem? And the person is not reacting. I had personally a case where I went to women's house, we call it here in Germany. I don't know where you live. So I went there, though I was young. I went there. I went there a few times here, and I was expecting my husband to call me and ask me, where are you, what? He said he called the police, and the police told him that I'm in the woman's house. He didn't bother again, he just relaxed. So when you see people talking about divorce, it doesn't have to do with that the man or the woman woke up and decided to divorce somebody. There are many things that they have counted, and they come to the conclusion there's no need to keep wasting time and investing time on this person. I better move ahead before it's too late for me. You see, when someone stays with you for over 5 years, and that person, you cannot put your finger on what you people are doing together. It's somehow hard for someone who is serious person and someone who couldn't live like that, because all of us can't live like that. There are people who say, if the person like, let there be relationship. The person don't like, let the person stay there. But you as a person have to decide what is good for you. What is good for you is what matters. Does people change? Do people change? People do change. People do change, and people do have change of mind and say, I don't want divorce. I don't want to go. I was not taking this relationship serious. Let me start taking it serious. It happens. But how long can your patience carry you? That is what we're talking about. In order not to make mistake. Because if someone tell me that there's a divorce somebody had, and the person never regret it, I would say it's a lie. Because there's always this, maybe it would have been better later. There's always that. But it all is better for us to find a way to make this thing work. I'm telling you. Because somebody will be saying, it doesn't matter for me, you can go to there, you can do that, you can do that. Might be the person is going to pain most. Might be the unlucky one, because somebody might find a better partner and find more peace or know how to work on it, while the other person might not really work on it. Even the strongest person, the person who doesn't care, might be the one who can work on it very well. I'm making this video today to make it sound like I'm talking about women, because in our age and our time as a woman, I'm talking from experience. When you leave this man, if you see lineup of people who want to marry you, God, then you will know it's difficult for someone to say yes to this person and say no to this person until you come in that situation. When you leave this relationship and you stay single, just left to stay single, the news is out that this woman is no longer married. If you see people who want to marry you, when you were single before you got the man married, you never had this kind of lineup. Even the richest women don't have this kind of lineup. But what you ask yourself is, how many of them want to be with you? This is the time for greatest temptation. When you think of passing through this, it's enough for you to know if you would have stayed in that relationship, or it would have been better for you to go. This is why I every time say, it's good for you to endure if you can. If you can. If it's the character of the person that is not hurting your body, if there are many things the person is doing that you don't really like and the pain is giving you, it's not really getting to you, or you can work on that pain the person is giving you, I think it's better you stay. Because out there, what is out there, there's no one to hold on to. After you might have divorce and go out there. Let me describe it like this. Let's say you're running out from something you think is worst. You are running out from that and you say, oh God, this is the worst thing I've seen. I will say, pray to God that you don't run into something that is worse than that one you're running from. You know, men can have few problems, or partners can have few problems that somehow you can deal with them. You can put them aside, move on. The person is disturbing you here, is not disturbing you here. You just count your blessings and check which one you can just manage and the ones you can ignore, overlook, and move on. But the worst partner is the one that there's no way you can avoid the person. There's no way you can stay away from the person's trouble. Just imagine you make this kind of mistake. Tablets, and you start taking some medicine, better called, or you start taking some... This is why you, as a human, as you grow older and get married, there's another mind you need to grow. You need to have another mind. No matter how I tell you, I can't take pain, I'm sensitive, emotional, I can't take some things you do. There's another mind I have that if I take that decision of not letting you bring me down, you cannot bring me down. And this, a lot of women lack this. Because in this world as women, we are in danger. We are in a very big danger. We are going to meet a whole lot of men. Just like all of us are here scattered with many bad characters and dubiousness, this is also the men are. This is exactly how the men are too, not only us. So sometimes we need to put our garments on to get ready for this war, as I call it every time, because if you're not in one, you will not know. You might wonder why I come here every time I talk distance. Like I said, I've worked in shops from home to here. All my duty, all what I've done as work was to work in a public place. And I met people, and from my own experience also, I came to realize that this relationship is not an easy something, because sometimes when we come to hear some stories, you will see that it's better we are ready. We wish for the best, but prepare for the worst in case anything happens. That day we are trying to step into this relationship, we are saying yes to the marriage, that we tell ourselves, when this happens, this is my plan B, this is my plan it. That when you meet people who are very bad or perfect in putting you down, in lying against you, in making things that you should get crazy, be disturbed in your mental health, that they want to get you down, that you'll be needing help to move on, that you know that you're already prepared for this kind of person, because you wouldn't stay alive. Some people need you. Your people need you. Your friends need you. Your family need you. Even people, your friends or your family in social media, many people need you. This world in existence needs you. Why would you let one person, one particular person out of how many millions, yeah, one person will drag you down and finish you and destroy you, that tomorrow you start getting some help, looking for therapy and things like that, because of one particular person? Because you have forgotten that you shouldn't love wrongly. That is your strength and your power, your decisions to pull yourself back. That love, you love somebody which you didn't have any bad intention, loving your fellow human being, and you step out to love this person, and that person's love is trying to take you out of this world, trying to make you crazy. That love is about to ruin your life, and you still say, I love him, I love him. Does that person have this so much love for you? Have you asked yourself this question? This love, this relationship you want to die, it involves two people. Why do you want to die in it? These are the reasons why people decide and say, I better go my separate way. I better get a divorce separate in order to live, breathe, have fresh air, have rest of mind. So you put on your garment, you open your sense, you think, as long as your life is not in danger. No danger when you see one. Pick to your heels when there's need. Stay, relax, make it work when it's possible. Somebody who is so angry, who is hot-tempered, can be managed. Because when the person see that you're not a threat to him, the person see that you don't answer him somehow, to buy your time. You can buy time for the person to change. You can buy time for the person to get more matured. You can buy time for the person to stop behaving like that. Maybe you will change the person. The person will change with time. The person will come to understand. Whatever that is troubling the person will settle. Find a way you can manage your life. Divorce is not a better option. Find a way to manage your life somehow. Someone can tell me I want to divorce. I'll say, yes. Because me, if I dare live here, I'm going to get somebody to stay with. Why? I'm not used to staying alone. I'm not used to staying. Every time I try to play this in my head, I'm going to just close the door, cook food by myself, stay. I'm not talking with somebody. I'm not chatting with somebody. I'm just there myself. I've tried many years to work on it. It's not working for me. I've never done it in my life. I've never really stayed alone, me alone in a house, room, locked on, and it's just me. I've not really. So this is my challenge. I don't know what your challenge is. This is going to be my biggest challenge of if I decide to divorce. Because at this age, I don't know who I'm going to meet to marry me. I don't know. First, I meet the person. I say, how are you? Fine. I say, I have 5 kids. Just take for instance, I don't know how many kids you have or you're married or not, if you're a man or woman. The person see me and say, How are you? I said, fine. This is my second marriage also. You have to think about. And the person said, yeah, you are divorced. I said, yes. How many kids do you have? I said, 5 kids. So tell me, the person is going to take me to do what in his house? To turn to babysitter, in his house, cleaner, accountant. I don't know. Every time I try to know what the person is going to do with me. And again, I'm not going to start giving birth again. I left these 5 kids. I want to go somewhere and I start giving birth. It's always good to stay with what we have known and mastered for life to be easier for us, and a little bit trying to calm things down. Don't let your children see any violence so that it doesn't destroy their lives. Don't make your marriage be on shouting and violence so that it doesn't also destroy your own life. You need a life where you will think back and look and say, oh, thank God, I had it good. And having it good is in our hand. Women are making wah, 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 wah. We try to calm down and let them have their show. When they finish whatever is it I want to tell them, we cool down, leave them today, leave them tomorrow. My former mother-in-law, she used to tell me that the older you get, the patience you become. I thought it was a lie. You know, everything I've had in my life has made sense to me. I used them when I needed them, and I think it has really worked for me, truly. So now I'm patient. I can want to tell you something that is disturbing me. If I want to tell it my husband, I say, this time I'm not going to tell him today. I'm going to tell him this in 3 months. So I said, listen, what's the need? Let me not tell him this thing. Let me tell him this in 3 months, and I'll be patient. I will tell him this in 3 months. This is me. This is my new life. Take a decision of the kind of life you want to live. Work on it. It might be difficult. Work on it, work on it, work on it, work on it. Keep trying it. When you say you're going to do this in 3 months, you're going to do this in 6 months, you're going to do this in 1 month, you might not endure it for the first time. You do it in 1 week or in a few days. Before you know it, you will learn. You will learn how to do these things. You become patient. You become more tolerant, that you can, more enduring, that you can work on yourself, that the person, what he used to do, used to disturb you, will start wondering, what happened? What kind of injection did you take? Is it you or somebody else? Because at a time in life, you can decide on your own and say, enough of all this maga. Enough of, do you know who we are? I'm matured. Let me cool down. Let my children have their sweat time with their father. Let my children enjoy their life. Let them stay with their both parents and enjoy their life. Me, I can do this as sacrifice for my children. But I'm going to make sure that even as I'm here, that I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to feel good. That I will make sure nothing disturbs me, but in a coded way. In a very coded way, you get mature, tell yourself, in a very coded way, I'm going to be in this marriage. I'm going to have a sweat time. I'm going to enjoy myself without any obstacle, and let my children have their mother, have their father under one roof without noise. You decide, it's your decision. Tell yourself you want to make that sacrifice with happiness, that you want to live a life that did not take away your children happiness from them. If you are with the right man, the right woman, it doesn't matter. That you're going to make this and work. It doesn't matter what it takes. And you do it. And you ask yourself, are you the one doing it or somebody else? There's no perfect man out there. No perfect woman out there. Only you. Decide which one is good for you. Thank you so much. That was my video today. And I hope I was talking to someone, and this video will make you calm down. Enjoy your marriage and have a sweat time, no matter how difficult it is. Thank you so much. My name is Cynthia Subro. I don't know if you're meeting for the first time or you've already subscribed with me. Thank you so much for watching my video. See you guys. Bye. Bye-bye. I'm so grateful.